ticket. Doing the plenum here, the stuff intake, and have some epoxy back underneath the plenum here. Got the plenum cut back pretty well, and the air is starting to move pretty good off the sidewalls and right where I like to see it, right out that port down there. I mean, you can see from the plenum to the port right there, and that's what I'm after, that nice sweep and nothing in the way, line of sight best you can for a dual plane. And this should definitely make some power. So I'm calling this YN stuff, Whittling, YN, WN, whatever you want to call it. Stuff, the super stuff. So it has a lot of work done to it. The only thing more I could do to this is to be cut it in half and get up into some areas a little bit better than I can get to the way it is right now. But this intake right here, I don't know if you would pull another couple CFMs out of it, even if you just cut it in half and got up in there, because this thing is all going through. More than I've ever seen anybody else do to a dual plane. So these are areas that you want to concentrate on when doing a dual plane. And as you see, I cut it back here pretty good, and I tapered all this in. But what I have here is a spot that I really don't like. It has like a dip in the plenum right there, so I put epoxy in there. The gray, the dark gray shadow right there is epoxy. So this has to be smoothed out. That's what I'm doing. So anyway, I thought I'd show you guys this little tip on a dual plane. This is hidden horsepower and hidden airflow. And if you are going to tackle something like this here, and you're using a carbide bit or a sanding roll, and it starts jumping around on you a little bit in here, well, that will actually help you out. The plenum being rough in here with a carburetor, it won't hurt anything. So keep that in mind. And a lot of times I'll even rough this up even more when I'm finished. But this is actually roughed up pretty well. It looks smooth probably on film here on camera, but it's actually beat up a little bit. Enough to atomize the fuel. And there's a lot of epoxy in this. Oh, if I could talk, it'd be nice. You can see some of it up inside there, and I don't know if you people remember or not, when I started on this thing, I went through in quite a few areas, and some guys were wondering if it was ever gonna run. So, but she's back looking like one piece, and we're gonna finish her up, and hopefully we'll see this thing make some power on a 460 low compression engine. So the plenum is very huge, but I have an idea that I want to do in the future with this design. There's a reason for that, and it has to do with some spacers and maybe a we'll see in the future here, maybe a dominator. We'll have to see if I get that far, but that's a future maybe. So anyway guys, I'm gonna cut this short here, get back to work, And give you one more little sneak peek of some of my extra go to the mile ideas here. And this is how I look at it. I think when you get up in the plenum here is the extra mile. Some guys don't bother doing it. And to be honest, I think this is where they should start. Knocking the plenum back, getting the air to move through the plenum before you worry about making anything big or doing anything fancy. This here is what matters. And I'm just actually finishing up here. I've already cut all this back before, but this is just the last minute sweep, I'll call that, I guess. So anyway, thanks for stopping in and seeing what we're up to here. And I'll be showing you this when I get it completed. I actually thought I had this finished, and I look at it and I stare at a few things. I'm like, that could be a little bit better. So that's what we're doing. All right, guys, thanks for stopping in and your support. I appreciate it. God bless you.